evening, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. I'm here to give you a read straight from the hip with lots of lip. And we are diving into the energies that got brought forward by our recent Capricorn Full Moon and how those will be influencing your life throughout this week leading up to that new moon in Leo that really kicks off Leo season with a bang, but also is really when you'll see these energies kind of cropping up, we're really kind of heading into this testing time, okay? This testing time, and it's all about, did you learn your lessons, Did you learn your lessons? And this is something that's going on collectively, but it feels like it's really coming forward in your energy, Capricorn. And I think that's perhaps because of Capricorn's association with the Devil card in tarot. And I think a lot of people misunderstand that. I mean, there is this one aspect, if you look at it from a very puritanical standpoint, when you look at this Devil energy, it can be viewed as toxic. That's one interpretation. But if you look at it from more of a pan kind of angle, it becomes more about freedom, liberation, casting off the shackles of the illusions of dogma, There's another way to look at pan energy, okay? So rather than this distorted perception of it, that's been filtered and watered down and homogenized, so people can have something to vilify. The devil's like the ultimate scapegoat, right? Representing that part of us that we often push aside, the part of us that is motivated by instinct, that's motivated by pleasure, that recognizes that this earth is a garden of earthly delight meant to be savored. That's why we have this physical body. That's why we have those senses. And so I feel like the Capricorn Collective is kind of really straddling this line between the toxic and what is just purely the enjoyment, the pleasure of having, free will and wanting to explore and be open and not have any kind of limitations, and almost having what is taboo or what is normally something that you try to hide or feel shame around becomes sort of the source of liberation, right? So, I mean, pretty deep message coming in for Capricorn there, but it was Capricorn's full moon recently, okay? And it's your energy front and center that's really symbolizing what's being emerged from here. And I do really feel, Capricorns, you've been on this hermit's journey. I feel like you've been getting really deep, into your own bones, like, so to speak. And when I say bones, I don't just mean like, the foundation of you, like getting in touch with like your root stuff, your childhood stuff, and also, just your bloodline stuff, your ancestors, those who came before you. But on top of that, I'm also really getting this piece about, the bones, like the skeletons in the closet, and sort of really integrating this energy, spending time holding it, looking at it, and sometimes through actually entering the belly of the beast and exploring these things that were hidden urges, and I think you've been on quite a journey with this. Yeah, look at that. Front and center. There's your card. There's the devil right there. That's what I'm talking about, Caught down, man. That's the truth with the Ace of Swords right there. I mean, this has been it. I think that where most people really resist their shadow in one aspect, you found a certain kind of liberation through it, because Capricorn normally is so like ordered, and it's almost like this really shook up the order in your life. And in doing so, it provided like this cathartic breakthrough in your psychology. Like you're not looking at anything the same way anymore, and you understand yourself on a different level than you ever have before. You feel like you're more and more becoming who you are. And at the same time, you've also seen some negative repercussions for certain choices made. You see how certain dalliances in the shadow, have their limitations before it becomes, something that's actually destructive or dysfunctional. And I feel like you've held space for that too. I really see a lot of honesty here, man, with the Ace of Swords. I mean, one thing with the Ace of Swords, there's no room for bullshit. You recognize things for what they are. With that Hermit card being there, pairing with this, I believe you've really been going through a transformation process with this. Yeah, you may have been wanting to start a romantic relationship. You may have been wanting to explore somebody romantically here with this Ace of Cups in particular. You might have been thinking this summer, and it looks like you're having second thoughts about that with that Ace of Cups in reverse. This could have some connection with this. Maybe the freedom you were seeking was, around your sexual exploration, around, many different people, just going out and figuring out what you're looking for in terms of that. But it seems like you're kind of like, no, I'm okay, like kind of having delayed beginnings. It's almost like you want more time to kind of just like sink into yourself. Yeah, look at this Ace of Wands here in the reverse. I see this again. These are both timing cards, okay? This is summer and fall season, so it looks like something's being put on hold. Some action is not being taken. And for those of you who are wanting to give someone the wand, I think a lot of you might be choosing celibacy right now. That's kind of what's coming through. I don't think you're very motivated in that way right now. It's interesting. Yeah, I see a big success here. There's something that's coming forward. There's some moment of public recognition coming forward here with the Six of Wands. I think this has a lot to do with growth. This is one thing I'm seeing right here. I think this has a lot to do with growth, because right behind it we have this Page of Swords energy. Okay, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, right behind that we have the Empress energy. Okay, that's also Libra energy there, so there's a double message. Also Taurus associated with this Empress energy. Right after that we have the Queen of Swords. That's again air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So there's some type of air energy factoring strongly into this situation. Really strong Libra over here. Oh, whoa. I would say this is Libra. You got to check how this is sandwiched. So then we show that you had some time to yourself. You were trying to make some kind of decision. I believe this has something to do with love. You were trying to make up your mind about somebody that you had deep feelings for. I think there was a separation here that took place. And maybe with this Page of Swords energy, there's been a little bit of keeping an eye on this person, on social media. That's a big social media card for me. I think you felt regret about this, okay, with the Five of Swords, I think there's been a lot of hurt here in this situation. That's what it looks like, but it looks like justice coming forward with a balancing of the scales. You know, when justice shows up upright, it means that things are going to be balanced out, you know? That what happens is just, and that it actually leads to, you know, blessing with that Six of Wands here. I'm also seeing with this Queen of Swords energy, this is another message I got here with this. I think with this Queen of Swords, you know, this air sign energy was probably really hurt in this situation, okay, with the Five of Swords there. But I think they went through a healing process with this. They chose to withdraw their energy. Maybe this was a third-party situation. They chose to withdraw their energy, spend time to themselves, focusing on their transformation. There's butterfly energy back there. There's like this mirror behind this figure and this Two of Swords. And I feel this is like deflecting the energy, just a lot of like, you know, no, I'm not taking on what's not mine to hold, but it leads this person to victory. And there does show a balancing of karma, a balancing of the scales, okay? Ooh, sentient. I see some kind of new action is going to be taken here, okay? With this Page of Wands coming in with the Magician right here. Okay, so this is Aries energy big time. Magician is Aries energy. Also, Page of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? All right. It brings an invitation, all right? And this is a revisiting of the past. Might be Leo energy too with the Strength card here. There's a need to tame the beast, you know? It's sort of like there's this need for this growing up process to happen here. Emotionally, with the Page of Cups, water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And this related to childhood wounds, okay? The Six of Cups here that leads to this feeling of always having to guard, protect yourself, not being able to open up the heart, not being able to soften, and always having to do sneaky shit, you know, getting yourself into compromising situations instead of just being true to who you are, being upfront, you know, honest about who you are, coming forward in integrity in situations. With all of this, I'm just steady streaming, channeling here, okay? The cards are prompting me. So, you know, situations can be reversed, roles can be reversed. So as you listen to these, you know, stories come through, you know, it's about knowing what side you're on and having, you know, the honesty to be able to look at what side you're on in that scenario. I see that there's a change that wants to be made in this situation, though. This looks like your energy, Capricorn. It looks like you, Capricorn. Got Knight of Pentacles here, wanting to bring forward something of real value, a true offer. Looks like in Leo season, okay? Looks like in Leo season with this Sun card, which is success, and it's the happiest card in the deck. This is a really like prosperous, joyful time, you know. I just got for some of you that have been wanting to have a child, that looks like there's good news coming in regarding that, okay, in the summer. And congratulations for those that are going to have that experience. 13:33 on the clock when I said that, okay? New beginning aligned with that like Trinity energy. That's beautiful. Lots of help for that. If you're wanting that, if you're trying to conceive right now, summertime's a good time to work on that, especially Leo season. I think you'll probably have luck, okay? But I'm also getting this is the growth of something that's really going to last, you know, something that's going to have lasting value. And I think this absolutely has to do with an offer to be made to somebody where there was a lot of, it looks like a lot of toxic stuff to overcome in the past, a lot of unhealthy stuff to overcome in the past, and a willingness to invest. And it does look like growth, but this is a slow process with this Knight of Pentacles, okay? It's a journey to go from the Knight to the King to the Emperor, you know. 14:33 on the clock. It takes a lot of transformation work, you know. It's not easy to step into those shoes. Emperor, Empress level, you've integrated all four, you know, kings or queens, you know, in speaking of the Empress. So it's like that King of Swords energy, you know, the ability to be discerning, to execute action, you know, to be in alignment with truth, to do what needs to be done, aligned with that King of Wands energy, you know, knowing what you're working with, you know, running that big D energy, you know, being purposeful, having ambition, knowing how to take action, strike while the iron's hot. King of Cups energy, that's just all about being in that emotional flow, like knowing that to be in touch with your emotions, to be able to communicate what you're feeling is not a weakness, it's a fucking strength. It's a strength. There's a power in that ability to be transparent, to be vulnerable, you know. There's never this need. There's never this need to, you know, be in that Seven of Swords energy, you know. There's never a need to be in this fuck shit. You know, when you have mastered, you know, the lessons of the King of Cups, you know, it's beautiful. Strength and being able to stand in your truth and speak it from the fucking heart, you know. And then you have the King of Pentacles, which is all about rooting that shit in material reality, you know, making it happen, living the dream, you know, that was hatched with a vision at the start of that cycle with the King of Swords, the initiator. You know, it's a full journey, you know, and there's a journey to get to this place, you know, it requires investment. So I think that what I'm kind of picking up here is that Capricorns have a choice to make. Like, is it worth the investment? Because to have something happen here, it's a long journey. That's what it looks like. But it also looks like there is happiness on offer, and there is success, you know, if the healing work is done, you know, and we see judgment behind it. All right. Look at this. This looks like comfort. This looks like being at peace, you know, nesting, feeling good where you're at, feeling good inside yourself. It's followed by wish fulfillment with the Nine of Cups. It's also just a sense of personal gratification, okay? Gets things moving forward with this Chariot energy. Sets you off on a whole brand new journey with the Fool. And this is a lot of travel too with the Fool energy. It's an aspect of the Fool that I feel like a lot of people forget about, you know. We all think about the new cycle and the start of a new life, and this sense of, you know, adventure, you know, that comes with the Fool, and wonder, like that childlike wonder, like everything is new again and I have no idea what's going to happen, and kind of getting tapped into that feeling and that flow of enthusiasm. But beyond that, I mean, the Fool is about actually hitting the road, you know. It's like going out there. It's like opening yourself up to the flow of life and to the flow of your spirit, like where your soul carries you. And it's really about a journey, going on an actual journey, a transformational journey. And I really pick this up for you, Capricorn. I feel like you are going to go on a trip. You know, some of you are going to go on a real spiritual trip. You know, you're going to plan to go somewhere that you've always wanted to go, that's always really spoke to you on a soul level. I feel like there's almost like this, there's like this karma to clear with the land. It's interesting. Like there's something about going and being on this plot of land somewhere that's always kind of spoken to you, like you need to go there. It's almost like bringing something full circle, and whoever that message is for, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? And it was not 1855 on the clock when I said that. So like you know that this is something that if you go to this place and you connect with this land, that it's going to close a cycle. You know, it's going to close a cycle that, you know, for those of you who are tapped into that, I feel I'm speaking to somebody who's tapped into the concept of like many lives, you know, and past life energy. And I feel like you feel like this will be a big culmination of this, and it's going to heal something in your life because you'll finally have a closing of the cycle there. I don't know where that came from, but it's really strong, okay? Yeah, look at this. I feel like, you know, with this 10 of Wands to this High Priestess energy, to the Four of Swords. I feel like this is really speaking of that journey of like laying down, you know, an ancestral burden. You know, the high priestess is like excavating this like past life energy, this ancestral energy that needs healing. Brings the Four of Swords. You know, it brings a letting go. It brings a surrender of it, a release and peace, you know, that leads to, look at this, Ace of Pentacles. Brand new beginning, prosperous cycle, blessings, like material blessings. This is doing really well, but it's also just a beautiful new chapter opening in your life. Has something to do with connecting you to home as well. You see this bird's nest here, okay? It's like somewhere where you can really nest, you know, and it feels rooted. I feel like it's blessed by, like, you know, this like angelic energy. I really get that. I get like Archangel Michael vibes around that. Like it's protected. Like you've been needing a feeling of safety and protection and nurturing in your home environment. You're going to find that place, and it roots you. And you might involve you taking a journey, you know, going on a trip and really getting out there and experiencing things, and you'll be connected with the right people. And I believe that's right, because it was 2112 on the clock when I said that. That's like double threes, you know, it's like helpful energy coming in. And 3-3, you know, 3-3 is all about, you know, 6 aligning with your purpose, you know, pretty strong energy. We see right behind that, we have the 8 of Wands, definite like travel, movement. I see travel first, and then a move will follow. And this is a big transformation that's coming in for you, Capricorn. Yep, it's going to be a real time of celebration. Look at this. 3 of Wands, ships coming in, something to celebrate. And there's that 10 of Cups. 22 on the clock when I said that. Big time alignment with your soulmate, with your person. This is what I see coming in. Something really to celebrate. You know, it looks really beautiful. For those who are inclined, not everybody is inclined that way, okay? Not everybody is inclined that way, but for some of you that are wanting to tie the knot, this is going to happen. You may actually do it. I got this, you know, it may have something to do with on the water. You might take some trip on a boat, you know. You might go and take a cruise or something, and this is tied to either like a wedding, or tied to some kind of celebration after a wedding, a honeymoon, you know. That just came in. That's for somebody. That's for somebody. But it's interesting because, you know, first what had to precede it is this tower falling. And you had to learn how to find this like place of fulfillment inside yourself. You know, you built yourself back up from the ground up, you know, and you did a lot of work on yourself. This is the 9 of Pentacles is really about being in this place of growth. It's about inner growth. You've done a lot of growth here. I really see that. There's been a lot of growth here. A lot of growth. Big growth, you know? And you're in a very, very much in a fulfilled place. It's like you went through this sense of loss, you know, with the 5 of Cups, and you mourned over what was lost, you know, but you also gained a pearl of wisdom through that cycle. And it's bringing you in the 2 of Cups here with this bat energy, which is all about rebirth. It's a new beginning. For those seeking, this can be reconciliatory energy, you know. And we see, again, with the Hierophant here, the community gathered. Again, strong spiritual union, you know, I got for some of you. You know, for some of you that aren't into involving the government in your love story, you know, some of you got this hand fasting kind of energy going on. I do feel like there's going to be some kind of public recognition of your connection with this community gathered here. There's this big peace, big love peace, you know, but it also looks like more so than anything. I also believe for those who are on a single journey, you know, some of you may be in a place where you're really like, you know what, for me, it's just all about my soul right now. I want to focus on myself. Not everybody wants to have a partner, you know, we're all different kinds of people in the world, and what is one person's dream or one person's success is like totally the antithesis of what speaks to another person's soul. And for those of you who are out there on your own, you know, and happy with that and doing your own thing, I do see you really soul searching and finding yourself through getting lost in the world and going on lots of trips and having once in a lifetime experiences and visiting places that have always spoken to your soul. And through this, there's a real transformation of like old heaviness and patterns. And I think you're really going to learn a lot and grow a lot through this experience, find a lot of personal fulfillment. I also think you're going to find your spiritual home, you know, as you do this. And, you know, it's very much that like Wizard of Oz energy comes in for me, but it really reminds me of like all the journeys, you know, that each individual character went on, you know. I think you're going to learn your lessons. You're going to get those brains, right? And I think that you're going to get the heart, you know, you're going to be willing to like let down the guard around the heart and really like open up to receiving love, giving love again. And then there's the piece of, you know, the courage, having the courage to go there. And I feel for you, what's really coming in, Capricorn, is the courage just to be yourself, just to be who you are unapologetically, and to want to be accepted and loved exactly as you are, you know, and have that be okay, you know. But I think it does require like, there's some tower that needs to fall in order for, you know, these ships to really come in. And I'm getting a sense it's like the facade. I think it's like kind of like all the masks and all the different roles you've had to play to sort of appease other people or keep other people happy. I think it's about letting those masks fall and being authentically who you are, being real with people, and more importantly, like giving people a chance, being vulnerable enough to give people a chance to accept you as you are, you know, instead of being so guarded or maybe going about things the way you did in the past, you know, not being as direct, you know, not being as direct, because we do see there was a lot of this kind of like, you know, need to overcome certain behaviors in the past, but it looks like you've really done a lot of work. Yeah, you've learned a lot. You've learned a lot with this, you know, Page of Pentacles energy. And you definitely have stepped up into the King of Wands energy now. You're independent, you know, strong. For some of you Capricorns, you're dealing with a King of Wands, okay? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So definitely got some fire coming in on the board. We definitely have some earth too. So this could be an earth-fire mix, all right? Factoring prominently in this situation, but looks like a beautiful development and love there. And it comes through the ending of a cycle, right? With the Ten of Swords and letting go. Yeah, and moving away from difficulties with this Six of Swords. And there's that trip over water again. Some of you are going to be doing some kind of cruise, some type of boating trip, okay? I really see that. It's moving away from these challenges, these difficulties, all the anxiety of the past. And the Emperor is there to meet the Empress on the other side. Big Aries energy, okay? Aries energy front and center in this read for Capricorn right here. Cut of the deck energy. Queen of Cups, okay? So this is really about letting the heart lead, you know? Letting yourself be led by your heart. Listening to your heart. And nurturing what really matters to you, what you really want to grow in your life. Remembering that connection to what really fills you up, what gives you joy, and bringing more of that into your life. And also having the willingness to let yourself be seen and to express yourself and to communicate and, you know, just let yourself show up as you are and trust that the right people will be in alignment with you, okay? Queen of Cups energy, that's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, okay? Yeah. Right now, you know, it's about using this time with the Seven of Pentacles and the Hangman energy here letting this time serve as an opportunity to release anything else that you need to let go of, and considering, what do you really want to grow in your life? It's all about what you invest in and what you nurture. Be wise and listen to your heart.